Joining us now is Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio. Senator Brown, thank you so much for sticking around to talk to us tonight. Really appreciate it, especially at this late hour.
Thank you, Rachel. It's good to be with you, whatever time it is.
That's very kind of you. I know you just heard Valerie Jarrett say that the president is not trying to start from scratch on health reform, that he thinks that these efforts are on the 2-yard line. Do you agree with her that you're on the 2-yard line? Do you think it is going to pass?
Yeah, I do. I think we're going to use reconciliation and blend it with the or basically use reconciliation to add some things and fix some things that were in the Senate bill, and then I think the House will pass the Senate bill. It's obviously easier said than done. The president needs to weigh in. The House doesn't much trust the Senate because of the Senate Finance Committee's slow walk all last summer that really cost us getting this bill by August or September. We would have been done with it if the Senate had moved faster, but that committee decided not to. So with the whole bipartisan exercise that really was sort of a fool's errand. So, but because the House doesn't totally trust the Senate in doing this right, we have to move on reconciliation. Then I think the House will pass our version. I would imagine it'll be in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I'm not speaking for Harry Reid, but yeah, we can't start pulling it apart and passing little things because it has to go together. And the country wants this. It was one election in one state. Granted, people are upset, but they're upset because this bill's been hanging out there so long and we're not doing other things. We got to focus on jobs now. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, pass the health care bill, move on. Once this bill's passed, the public's going to see the sky's not falling, and they're going to begin to hear the good things in this bill. That women are no longer going to pay more for the same health care. That the pre-existing condition will be eliminated. People won't lose their insurance because they got sick. We'll have tax breaks for small businesses so they can do what they want, and that is cover their employees. All of those things. The public's going to like this bill once it's out there and enacted.
On 4 occasions tonight, I noticed that the president mentioned legislation that has already passed the House but is yet to pass the Senate. A lot of the policy stuff in tonight's speech was about the Senate. He talked about the jobs bill, financial reform, climate change, legislation of community colleges, all having passed the House, not having passed the Senate, urging the Senate to follow suit and pass these bills too, also urging the Senate to pass PAYGO. Is the Senate in any position to follow through on that stuff, or is there a real structural problem in terms of getting stuff through your chamber of Congress right now?
It's a structural problem because we're the only democracy in the world that requires 60 votes requires a supermajority to do much of anything. I saw you last night interview Tom Udall and some of the plans he has. That's not going to happen for another year if it happens at all. And I like he's a very good man, and I like what he's trying to do with making the Senate more democratic with a small d. But the point is, I think the close the loop on what you said, Rachel, is the president at the end said to Republicans, if you block everything, then you're responsible here for this. And I can't believe the Republicans are going to stop the U.S. government in its tracks from being able to to answer any of the problems we have in this country. If they're going to block a jobs bill, they're going to block on behalf of their interest groups. They've tried to block health reform because of their obedience to their insurance paymasters. They're trying to block block the jobs bill and the banking reform because they're so close to the bankers, and the bankers give them so much money. If they do all that, the American people are going to lose their patience. So they've got to play ball on this, and for them, bipartisanship means doing it their way. More tax cuts for the rich, more deregulation, more budget deficits, more wars without end that our children pay for, our grandchildren pay for, our great-grandchildren pay for. Those days are over. The public doesn't want that. They rejected that in 2006. They want a new direction, and they've got to begin to play bipartisanly with us, not have us give away our principles to play the way they want when it clearly betrayed the country.
Senator Sherrod Brown of Ohio, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you for watching the show last night and for saying here that you did as well. I'm very flattered.
I did.
Appreciate it.
I usually do. Thanks.
Appreciate it, sir. Thanks very much.